Hello beautiful internet family, Dan here from DansTube.TV, and today we're testing out the Osmo Action. These are my first impressions and just a little bit of a test to see if this is a good vlogging option for people out there. This is recorded purely on the Osmo Action, 4K 30 frames per second, and this is the audio from the unit as well. And I'll be testing out Rocksteady, I'll be turning it off, I'll also test out the Dewarp, and I'll just be walking around, changing locations, and just seeing how it handles in different situations to see if this is a good vlogging camera for you guys out there. So first things first, we are testing out the Rocksteady here, and I'm just walking around testing out the camera with different lighting situations, seeing how it handles when the sun is in all different situations here. It seems to be doing an alright job. I'm using the front-facing LCD here, or the selfie screen, and one thing I've noticed straight off the bat is you do get a bit of delay. You get maybe a second of delay, which is a little annoying. So you kind of need to have everything set up and kind of know what's going on, and then you just use that front-facing screen as a guide for the frame and just to see, I guess, how everything looks. This is me walking with the Rocksteady turned on still. I'm just doing some basic movements, trying to keep it as stable as I can, and then in a second I'm going to turn off the Rocksteady and we'll see how it handles in the same situation. Okay, so this is now Rocksteady turned off. I'm definitely already noticing a little bit of a difference here. I'm trying to keep the same kind of motion and speed and keep it as fair as possible, but it seems to definitely be not as stable. But it's going to be interesting to see if this is still usable with the Rocksteady turned off. This is now what it looks like with the Rocksteady turned off when you have a subject in frame. Don't know if it will really be as noticeable. It's definitely going to be a lot more noticeable when I'm moving forward with the camera facing forward, but when a subject is the main focus, it seems to kind of give the illusion that it is relatively stabilized. So yeah, how does it go? Is it doing a good job of keeping me stable? The biggest issue with the Osmo Action at the moment is its audio quality. Now this, like I said at the beginning of the video, is recorded from the internal microphone, so does it sound decent? That's one thing that we really need to know from this test here. I'll come a bit closer and I'll go either side. So I believe the mic's over here. Does it sound okay? Hello. Oh, hey. Hey guys. I'm really curious because at the moment we don't have an adapter to have an external microphone, and we just don't really know how the audio is going to be improved in the future and if they're even going to address that. Hopefully they will. There are a lot of updates to the Osmo Pocket and they actually improve the audio there. So this is now a test with the Dewarp turned on. So hopefully the frame will just look a lot more full and you won't have any warping around the edges of the actual frame itself. So I'll turn it off in a second and we'll be able to see a difference. Now this is with the dewarping turned off, so you might notice a little bit of curvature to the frame, maybe in the corners. It's hard to tell for myself on the screen, but that's basically what the dewarp is trying to do. You're trying to take away the warping effect, basically. Moving on to the color profiles now from the Osmo Action. At the moment, we are just filming from the normal color profile. I'll now swap it over to D-Cine-like, and let's see if we notice any sort of difference now. We're now shooting in D-Cine-like, which is more of a flatter profile. There's definitely a lot more detail in the image, so you can play around with this in post-production a bit more. But I'm really happy with the colors from the normal profile, but it's just really interesting to see how the two go in the same kind of lighting setup right now. And from what I can see on the screen, the D-Cine-like is definitely a lot flatter. There's a lot more detail in it, so you can really play around with it. And the normal is normal, as you can imagine. It's perfect for pretty much anyone to just pick up and shoot in the normal profile. I really do like having the front-facing screen. It definitely makes a big difference for framing, but like I mentioned, that delay is a little bit off-putting. Another thing to mention is if you want to swap screens mid-recording, it will actually stop the recording and then start the recording again. So that's just something to keep in mind. You either need to have it set up or be prepared to stop the recording if you're going to swap screens. Let's now see how this unit responds underwater. Bit of an underwater test, see how it goes. I can imagine it does a great job, and boom. This is just a static shot now to see how it goes. This is after just sitting in the water, so Be interesting to see how the mic performs now that there's a bit of water on the unit itself. It seemed to perform really well though underwater. Very brief test, and let's dump it back in again. Why not? See you later. So this is another Rocksteady test, just to see how it goes, again in another kind of everyday situation, just walking through the backyard and checking out the pool. And then I'm going to do the same kind of shot, and I will turn off Rocksteady, and we'll see how that goes. So here is the same shot with Rocksteady turned off. I'm definitely noticing a bit more of a bounce in the image. Oh, didn't mean to do that. But it still seems to be alright. It still seems to be usable. Obviously the main test will be when I check it out on the computer. There we go, that's with Rocksteady turned off. I will have a lot of content on the channel though for the Osmo Action. I'm going to have a comparison with the GoPro Hero 7 Black. I'm going to have a comparison with the Osmo Pocket. I'll also have a full review of this unit and a few other videos that I have in mind. But if there's anything that you guys would like to see, let me know in the comments below and I will definitely test them out for you. Or if you just have a question, a query, I can just test it on the unit and then reply to your comment and let you know what the outcome is. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want some more Osmo Action content. And that's it. Peace out. Love you all.